Hello and welcome to Two Phillips.
Two ShopSmiths. What are we going to do today?
We are going to make a watch using this plank of wood.
Alright, so where did that blank of wood come from?
This board.
What kind of wood is it, PJ?
Walnut.
Alright, and we're going to make a pocket watch kind of like this. So we're going to make one for PJ and maybe one for
Mom.
Okay, so that's our project. And let's get started.
It's pink. We're so many. Okay, are you
So what are we doing first, PJ?
We are using the center finder to find the center so we can drill a hole.
Alright, so now we've marked the center. Now we're going to put that right in the middle, those 4 lines, and just push it down, make a little dent. Do the same thing with the other one. And now we're ready to drill a hole. And also we're going to make a circle using a compass, and then we'll drill a hole with a Forstner bit. Alright, now that we have the center marked, we're going to go ahead and just draw a circle, compass, and this is just going to allow us to cut off the corners with the bandsaw, which will make turning this much, much easier. So next we're going to cut the corners off with our bandsaw. Alright, so not exactly perfectly round, but certainly easier to cut. So now we're ready to drill some holes. Alright, next thing we need to do is we need to drill the holes for the clocks. Now actually we sort of messed up. We should have done this before we cut things in the bandsaw, but we were kind of in a hurry and we got carried away. So I'd recommend you do this before trimming it on the bandsaw, because then you have something square to drill and put in your vise. Let's go ahead and get started, PJ. Let's just check our alignment. Our alignment looks good. You ready? And we're going to go see where those marks are. About that deep. Now we're going to check the depth. So we'll use our caliper. And this should be 0.25 inches, at least 0.25 inches. Otherwise, this part will not be correct. And what does it say? Does it say more than 0.25? It says 353.
Yeah.
So that's more than 0.25. So we're good to go. That's deep enough. And let's go ahead and drill the other one. All right, now that we've got everything trimmed and drilled, we're ready to put it on the lathe. So we have a jam chuck for this. If you don't have a jam chuck, you can also use a paper joint. That's what I did for actually the first couple of watches I made. And then I had to make a whole bunch for my conference. And so I decided to invest in a jam chuck. But either way works just fine. Jam chuck is definitely easier. So that's what we're going to do today. So we already have it up on the lathe. And of course, you always want to check and make sure that everything spins freely before you turn the power on and nothing is hitting.
Okay.
See, it's a little rough there on the edge. I think it's because you kind of shoved the chisel in there.
Or we can make it so that it kind of, like, do you know what I mean? Like it curves from here.
Do you want it curved?
Like, where you do this and make it kind of curved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be flat on the bottom or just kind of curved on the bottom?
Kind of curved.
Alright, so we're just going to switch this around. So we're going to put a little bit of a bevel on this side. Right. What do you want?
This is nice.
You want it just like that?
We could curve a little bit on more side.
You want to trim a little more on the front?
Yeah, because that doesn't look that curved.
Okay. So you want to trim more on the front side here?
Yeah, curve more.
Now keep in mind that the clock has to go in here.
Right.
How's that looking?
That is nice. Do you think it's ready to give oils?
No, we're going to use the other sandpaper.
Which grit do we start with?
Let's start with that one.
We start with 150.
Look.
That is nice.
So what are we going to put on it now?
No. Boiled linseed oil.
Boiled linseed oil.
And also.
Or below.
Alright,
so this is going to make that grain pop. So we just want to rub around. And then we'll turn it on. And make sure we get it all those places. So how does that look?
Nice. Pop. Here's the pop.
You want to do wipe on poly or do you want to do the high build finish? Which one do you want to do?
Is the high build?
That is the high build.
Let's do the high build. Do we even need
All right, so this time we decided to do Mylands high build polish. And sometimes we'll do wipe on poly instead, but that's what we chose this one. What do you think, PJ?
Beautiful. Bon appetit.
So now what do we have left to do?
We have to put the clock face in and
Well, first we have to put the stud in. So we have to drill a hole for the stud. Alright, so our next step is we need to drill the 1/4-inch hole for the stud for the chain. So we put everything in our drill press, use a little paper towel. We're not going to crank down really much on this vise because we don't want to damage our watch. So I'll go ahead and just drill this hole.
Dad, your arm's in the way. Her arm was in the way.
Alright, so now that's done and we're ready to glue in the stud. Alright, so next we're going to put the stud in. First you probably want to test fit it, make sure that it goes in all the way. And this one does. So now we're going to mix up a little bit of epoxy. They recommend you use epoxy, that way if there's any small holes, it should still work out. Doesn't take much. I'm using 90-second epoxy.
So we put the epoxy in it.
You have the stud in?
Yes, the stud for the watch.
And now what are we ready to do?
We are ready to put the face in.
All right, what face did you choose? Show me what you picked.
I picked the watch.
Go ahead, show me.
That.
Hold it up. You picked this?
Yes.
Because they look nice with the wood?
Yes.
What kind of wood did we use on this one?
We used walnut.
Yeah. All right, so we're just going to put that in and we'll attach the chain and then we're done. All right, PJ. What do we got?
We have a walnut watch with 24 karat gold plated chain and frame around the face.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
All right, so PJ has a new watch. All right, so that's all for this episode of
2 Phillips.
2 ShopSmiths. We'll see you next time.
Bye.